right. So, last but not least, we can do this. We still got 15 minutes left.
Yeah. Ooh. To Nick in the chat. Yes, I love it. Cry havoc and let slip the drones of Borg.
Dude, I just did that like 40 seconds ago.
I didn't hear. Oh, is that what you were shouting?
Yes.
Will, your mic is still redlining, so it just sounded like cry havoc and yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. I am going to record that and Borgify it. I have that technology.
We are Chang of Borg.
I don't know. It just it strikes my fancy.
All right. Here we go. On to the Scimitar. Scimitar, the Raymond Warburn. We have 38 points for a 6.274 with 90 forward, 90 rear arcs, 2 tech upgrades, 2 weapon upgrades, a single crew, the Romulan cloaking action bar, and after you attack while cloaked, you may place an auxiliary power token beside your ship to keep your cloak token from flipping to its red side. So, comes with a built-in advanced cloaking device. 38 points, big ship, a dial that is Voyager with a K-turn, or with a come-about.
It had been released, but point restriction. I might have been willing to see that it might be more viable.
Mm-hmm. Under the 50-point restriction, this thing is not doing too well. In the 150-point environment, though, it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's true. It fixes everything. Yeah, I mean,
it's got enough attack dice. It has a way to evade being attacked, or actually having evade dice, and the hull is huge enough that it is actually a decent selection for cloaking because it's not going to die in one hit even while cloaked anyway.
Yeah, I mean the Valdor saw this will see play too, I think.
Mm-hmm. So you got a bigger Valdor with a rear arc.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is just not viable in this format. 38 points is just too much.
Yeah, you can't get enough good captains and upgrades on it that it needs.
Yeah, and it cannot. The other thing is, by the way, it can't cloak, fire, stay cloaked, and then do a 180.
That is correct, because the 180 would be the red maneuver.
Right.
You can, however, slightly better than advanced cloaking is you can keep your cloak token even if you already have an auxiliary power token beside your ship.
That's true. That is nice.
So if you ever get to the point where you have so many auxiliary power tokens from something like, say, Borg Missile, you can still remain cloaked indefinitely.
To Cosmonaut in the chat, the 150-point to 200-point format we advocate is without the 50-point cap.
Yes. Our reasoning is that the 50-point cap was to discourage dreadnought builds, or to discourage one ship from taking up the majority of your fleet points. And with 150 points, you cannot make a dreadnought big enough to take up the majority of your fleet points.
Well, this is the thing. Will likes 150. I like 200. With 150, you can. It just takes some finagling. With 200, you really can't.
Mm-hmm. What rules do you guys play by? Right now, I'm working with an experimental rule set that's keeping in with the 90 plus blind build, but with penalties to certain things like the Borg and cards that get used way too often, like Cloaked Minds and Picard.
Whereas right now, I'm just advocating for 200 points. Do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. You would be surprised how many things. If you're doing blind buy, I do 180 plus 40.
Toby just wants to play with more things on the table.
I want the philosophy of this is I want you to be able to play with everything you own if you want, and to have the cards. I mean, it's stupid with the rules form doing what it's doing, but you shouldn't have to have a list of rulings that affect how your cards work. In other words, the goal is if a new player shows up, they should be able to play with anything they have exactly as it's written. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, this game is not new player friendly anymore. With
No,
the rules
especially not with 12 months of OP prizes and resources.
Well, the resources are pretty cheap on eBay. Even the better ones are usually aren't more than about $5 or $6. So, and our wonderful friends from yes, Cosmonaut the Blinds get 40 points, and our wonderful friends from Trek Talking, give away resources all the time. So that's nice.
Which is pretty cool. But all right, sorry. Going back to the Scimitar, getting back on topic again.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to be said about this one? The generic Riemann Warbird loses a tech slot, which is highly unfortunate. Makes it a lot less playable.
Yeah. Especially because it not only does it definitely loses 2 tech, because it loses the advanced cloaking tech slot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only the tech slot, which is apparently a fucking unicorn, pardon my language.
We all love our tech slots. We all love our tech slots, or we love having just 17 crew slots on a ship.
Yeah.
No one cares about weapon slots.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is the Romulans thing, apparently, is have all the weapon slots, even they're literally the one faction that wants them the least.
Mm-hmm. David, what are your impressions on the Riemann Warbirds in general?
Right now, in 90 points, I can't see it being played in tournaments.
Yep.
But actually, the one tournament I could see it being played in was Resistance is Futile 1, because you have that limited engagement window. You're just coming in, hitting hard quickly. But that's past it. I mean, I know it's an issue. It wouldn't have been perfect because the board dominate everything, anyways.
I mean, yeah. Look, this is, a lot of times people complain when you compare, Borg to this, Borg to that. Guys, the Scimitar is exactly as many points as a Borg sphere. Which would you rather have?
Mm-hmm. I'm not completely against it. I could see this definitely seems like it was a release that was meant to be a dreadnought to counter the Voyager dreadnought.
Yes.
So I could see this being
we say that because of a prediction up later, but itself is lackluster.
I got the last half of that sentence, but you're cutting in and out, Tucker.
The last half point, the ship itself is lack. Look, I would have been happy with a 6-1, 6-3 for 32 points.
Yeah, that could have worked.
Yep.
But yeah, but as for in my mind, as for playability, if you can play Voyager, you can probably play this.
Mm-hmm.
Voyager's been hit a little hard by the new suggested tournament format too, though. So
yeah, but it also seems like a lot of people are not going to be following that. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's talk about Shinzon.
Let's talk about Shinzon. 6-point Romulan captain, 9 skill. Yay! Romulans have a 9 skill captain at last. During the Gather Forces step of setup, instead of purchasing an elite talent upgrade as normal for Shinzon, you may spend 4 SP to place up to 4 Romulan elite talent upgrades face down beside this card. These cards remain face down until you decide to use one of them. When you do so, select the one you want to use and turn it face up for the rest of the game. Then discard the other 3. Things to get out of the way first. You do not pay the point cost for those talents that are face down. You pay 4 points and you get all Romulan talents, and they're all technically free.
It's too bad that there is no Romulan talents you really want to use this with.
And the one that you would want to use, Borg Alliance, you can't.
Right. Or conversely, the one you would want to use counterattack is cheaper than 4 points.
Now, here's a question. If we get extra talent slots from, say, a fleet captain or an admiral, can you spend another 4 SP to get another 4 talents face down next to him?
No. Oh, wait. Maybe.
Because it says instead of purchasing an elite talent upgrade, so...
The only non-unique Romulan talents are all forward disruptor banks, which is terrible, and counterattack, which takes... I mean, it doesn't discard or disable, so why would you want multiples? So...
Well, what you could do is stack a bunch of movement ones under one of your talents, and then a bunch of attacking ones off the other, and put counterattack in both slots.
The only movement talent that the Romulans have is double back.
Yeah.
There's literally only one, and it's unique.
Double back.
Actually,
well, whatever came with the... Not the Galgathong, but... Yeah, the Galgathong.
Yeah.
Because it also came with, like, Decoy or something.
Decoy is... When defending, before any dice are rolled, you may discard this card on any one of your weapon or tech upgrades to force your opponent to roll 3 or less attack dice this round. So it's not even a movement.
It's a neat toolbox concept, but it's really hard to get working. And it's very limited selection right now.
Right, but there is an elite talent in this that I actually do like with your movement idea. You can see it happening. So if we move quickly enough, we might even get to it.
Yep. All right. Viceroy, he's our other captain. He doesn't get an elite talent slot. He's the 3-point Romulan for 5, even though he's a Reman. At the start of the game, he gets 2 mission tokens. During the planning phase, after all other ships have chosen their maneuvers, you may discard one of the mission tokens from this card to target a ship at range 1. Look at the ship's maneuver dial and then select your maneuver. The target ship cannot change its chosen maneuver after you look at it. This is a limited version of Species 8472 Pilot Alpha, but you don't have to lose your action step because of it.
Or it's like a 2-use Aaron Hansen, which you seem to like.
Aaron Hansen I liked better because she can work at range 3.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, this is range 1.
This is only range 1.
You know, I really wish Ron Perlman's card was better.
On the bright side, you could probably get him to autograph it real cheap.
Yeah, I just don't see much for this card. Let's move on.
Yeah. It's a little limited, but anything that you would use Species Captain for, you could go ahead and do.
Yeah, but nobody uses Species Captain.
We have Admiral Hiran. 1-point Romulan card. He gives you +1 to your captain skill. That is the cheapest increase to captain skill anywhere. Disable one of your crew upgrades to gain +1 attack die this round as a fleet action. The fleet action is
garbage.
I can think of worse.
It is strictly worse than Ducat's fleet action, and he was already considered to have the second weakest behind Doherty.
I thought Ducat had to do it only with primary weapons.
I
might be misremembering.
Ducat, let me see.
Yeah, Ducat's limited to primary weapons, but he doesn't have to disable crew. But the problem, well, and Ducat gives a talent slot. But the problem was Ducat was taking up Ducat.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't run him, honestly.
If I had no other Admiral currently necessary, the +1 captain skill might be enough for me to just throw him on, like, Martok or something.
On a Romulan ship? Because he's going to cost 4 points on anything else.
And the other Admiral's going to cost at least 6.
Yeah, Tucker, you're forgetting Will loves running Martok on a Romulan science vessel.
Okay, that's true.
I even forgot about that. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'll say this. I would rather have Admiral Hiran than run fleet points -1 for initiative. I'd rather have the +1 captain skill on a Romulan ship.
I guess it's just, unlike Will and David, I guess, I don't use Romulan Science Vessel a lot in my builds. So I am looking at this as, I mean, look, does he help out Romulans a ton? Not really. Does he give you an elite talent slot? No. I don't run Romulan ships to begin with, so...
So what does he do for Romulans in the pure faction environment? And really, since they don't have any 8 captains, I mean, it boosts up Shinzon to a 10, and Shinzon's not that good to begin with.
Right, and the thing is, Romulans lose initiative to Klingons and Federation anyway, so you're shooting before Ducat now, I guess?
Well, at 10, you're
You
still
would've
shooting
been-
before Picard unless he's taking Kirk along.
You're not... Oh, I'm not talking about Shinzen. I'm talking about boosting it to an 8. Like, don't take Shinzen. He's not good.
Oh, gotcha. Like, what, Toreth?
Yeah, or, or
Denatra.
Dinatra's a 7, right?
Yeah.
Denatra.
She's a
Yeah.
6. This would boost her to a 7.
Okay, well, that's all right, because it means Dinatra winds up shooting before Ducat, I guess. But even so, you're still shooting after almost every single playable Federation or Klingon captain, so... On the flip side, you're shooting before Borg anyway, so I just don't see it as that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If Romulans had another admiral, I'm sure I would take it, but as it is, that's all they got.
Yep. If this had been plus 2 points for 3, maybe, it would have been spectacular.
That'd been really cool. All right. Anything else we're hearing, or we're going on to weapons?
What?
All right, weapons. Photon torpedoes. These are the special torpedoes that, if fired from a Riemann Warbird, gain +2 attack dice. These are a 6-point torpedo, but they also have the you may fire this weapon from your forward or rear firing arcs.
Nobody cares.
Still somehow slightly better than the Vorcha and Negvar torpedoes, but still you're probably not going to use them.
Nobody cares. They're 6-point photon torpedoes.
I mean, what your other options are? What to use your rear arc on the Warbird though? What are your other options?
For weapon slots, nuclear missile.
It's not really a weapon. It is a
Nuclear
weapon,
warhead. Well, it's a weapon. I don't care.
but
I have a 6-point primary. It's firing secondaries.
you can either do 6 points for a 7 attack out of your rear arc, or use plasmas, which is 5 points for a 5 attack out of your rear arc. I would spend the extra 1 point for this if you needed the rear arc firing.
Plasmas get a reroll. I'd rather have that.
That's a good point. Let's see. Oh, is that the only weapon that came with this? No, there's another one, but we'll get to that in a second.
No.
Secondary shields. At the start of the game, place 3 shield tokens on this card. During each end phase, if you have fewer total shields than your starting shield value, remove 1 shield from this card and add it to your ship. If your ship is cloaked, you may choose to add the extra shield as a disabled shield. May only be purchased for a Riemann Warbird is the thing that makes it crap.
Yeah. It's 6 for 3 extra. Exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be chickens about being able to add active shields while cloaked, because you may choose. You don't have to get disabled. But I don't know what you could do with that.
It's nice. The drawback that you can only do 1 a turn, it kind of sucks, but it's still better than whatever that stupid hull plating that came with the Raven was.
Or the advanced shields that came with the E.
Mm-hmm.
It's not stupid. It's advanced.
But yeah, if you want to go for that, it can work. But I think for the most part, you're going to be having your Scimitar cloaked anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how good shields are doing for you.
Well, what this will let you do is, if your shields get wiped out somehow, this will let you continue to cloak.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're staying cloaked permanently anyway.
Yeah, I really wish I could put this on the Equinox, but whatever.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Crew
Improved
games.
cloaking device. 5-point Romulan tech. If you have the cloak icon on your action bar, you may perform a cloak action even if you have no active shields and or if there is an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Costs +5 points for any ship other than a Riemann Warbird.
Oh, never mind. I'd rather have this than secondary shields.
That is actually kind of neat. I did not pay a lot of attention to this card when I first read it, but it was like, but being able to still perform an action even when you have a power token can be a good thing.
Yeah, see Janeway.
Because you can, especially if you are the Scimitar itself, you can have your shields up for a turn and then still cloak again the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's four hits that are getting absorbed from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and with improved cloaking, you can fire, not use the named ability, do a come about maneuver, and then recloak.
Ooh, I
Actually,
like that.
you don't even need the named ability. You can take the generic Riemann Warbird and do that.
So this does give you an action you can do after taking red maneuvers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is nice.
So, I mean, 5 points, but I think that flexibility is worth it.
Ooh, Dr. Nickett makes a good point. No, he doesn't. Never mind. So Nick, here's the deal. Flagship that adds cloak would be great if it wasn't a Romulan card because all their ships get cloaked to begin with.
No. The flagship that adds cloak is the Klingon.
Oh, that's right. Romulan does sensor echo. Yeah, but I think the only Klingon ships that don't cloak are like the D7 and the Samra or something.
Yes.
So point still stands.
But if you take it with the free, no, because you could take it as a free action, but if you have a power token, you still wouldn't have any other actions to take anyway. So you don't really need to save the action economy.
Right, and at that point, you're spending 20 points to do this.
And it definitely doesn't work very well in a 50-point environment.
Yeah, so moving on.
Let's see. 4-point Romulan crew, the Riemann boarding party. Action, if your ship is not cloaked, disable all of your remaining shields and target a ship at range 1 to 2 that is not cloaked and has no active shields. Discard this card and disable all upgrades on the target ship. It's a Klingon boarding party, but with less blood wine.
If by blood wine you mean battle stations, then yes.
Oh, that's right. They do that too, don't they? I never even see that part of it used.
Yeah, it forgets that they gives you the free battle stations. But yeah, no. Look, let me put it this way. This card is exactly as good as Klingon boarding party. The 1-point discount is relevant, but the point I'm trying to make is, in this environment, I don't see a lot of Klingon boarding party. I don't expect to see a lot of this either.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're going under the lower point values where dreadnoughts are less of a problem. You don't need to disable 20 things on a ship anyway.
Exactly.
You really want Klingons anyway, so you can just have blood wine flowing like, well, blood wine.
We'll probably also want the battle stations. The battle stations.
And after I said that, I half expected there to come on some Klingon attack music, but I guess we missed it. So
you know, I was thinking of doing it because they got mentioned in the chat that they skipped it on Trek talking.
For shame. All right.
Yeah, but I don't. My equipment setup is not really working well today.
Gotcha.
But
so we get on to the last and crowning achievement, I guess, of the Riemann Warbird here. Our 10-point Romulan weapon upgrade. The unique Thaleron weapon. 10 attack points, range 2 to 3. As an attack, you discard this card to perform this attack. Instead of inflicting normal damage for each uncancelled hit or crit result, discard the captain card or 1 crew upgrade, opponent's choice. On the target ship, if the captain and all of the crew upgrades on the target ship are destroyed, any additional uncancelled hit or crit results damage the ship as normal, max of 5 damage. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Riemann Warbird.
Okay, so people keep comparing this to Transphasics, and you know what? This is not Transphasics. You know
why? This is better than Transphasics.
It's what?
This is better than Transphasics.
No, it's not. It will never deal more than 5 damage.
Doesn't matter. Your ship no longer has a captain or crew.
Will, let me put this in perspective for you. This is Transphasics, quote unquote, that cannot kill a naked Borg scout cube without getting direct hit.
On the other hand, this can be used against ships that cloak. It can also be used against Voyagers that roll 8 advanced dice, and it does not require a target lock, so you can actually re-roll your hits.
Look, the best condition to inflict upon an opponent's ship is dead. I will always run Transphasics over this.
Then again, the only difference here is, are you going to be running Voyager or are you going to be running the Riemann Warbird? Because both of these are limited to both of those.
Right, and see, that's the thing. The other thing is that in this new environment, I'm happy you like target locking with this, you know, because that's literally all you're going to be able to afford. I mean, at the very minimum, if you're running this on a blank, generic Riemann Warbird, you can run it and a tactical officer. That's it.
All of the rerolls. But yeah, still, compared to transphasic torpedoes, I mean, you're still going to, even if you... Transphasic torpedoes I have not seen deal more than 6 damage. After rerolls and all crew abilities are considered for whatever they're shooting against.
Then that is... What?
The best I have ever seen them run when they actually get a shot off is 6 damage. 9 damage if I'm running a swarm against a ship that would have died to them from 6 damage anyway.
Okay, so I lost round 3 of Colorado because Carl got off a transphasics that did 9 damage to one of my spheres.
Well, why'd you let him do that?
As I said, it was a matter of millimeters in terms of planet clearance. I thought I had the planet and I didn't. I mean, Will, look, you can Scotty transphasics in addition to target locking. You can do a ton of stuff with transphasics.
Anything you can do to transphasic, you can do the same to Thaleron.
Yes, except that it's not going to matter if they have less than 5 crew. Because this will never, no matter how many dice you roll, this will never deal more than 5 damage.
That's fine.
No, let me put it to you this way, okay? I'm running Klingons. All right? 3 Vorches. Captains only.
Okay.
This will discard a captain and cause 5 damage max. Then I kill you.
If the Vorches are cloaked, the Vorcha is dead.
No, the Vorches aren't cloaked. Why would the Vorches be cloaked? You're running Thaleron. You can kill me if I cloak and you can't kill me if I don't.
If you don't cloak, I hit you with my main weapon for 7 dice.
Right, 6, first of all. And then, why are you running then?
Okay, here's something that happened in one of my regionals. I'm running a tactical cube with Wayun and Barrel. I have used my 1 defense, my 1 evasion for the turn, and I have full health and shields. Do you hit me with transphasics, or do you hit me with Thaleron?
Honestly, projects to get through all of your shields.
Transphasics get through all my shields, but then I'm immune to everything from you for the rest of the game. Thaleron takes that away.
No, only if I'm only running 1 ship, which I would never do with the Scimitar. Look, this is immaterial because we're not seeing dreadnoughts anymore. There is no more such a thing as a Wayun Varel cube, Will. Not at all.
No, but I've got a Wayun Varel sphere.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. We went over this already. I can do Wayun Varel with Lee Nahus and 50 points easy.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes. Then the answer is don't run Scimitar. Like, if you expect to see that, don't run a Riemann Warbird at all. Run 3 Vorches or something that'll get through it. Like, look, the fact of the matter is, Will, this to Wayun Varel, if you manage to get them to spend X, if you don't mind not captain or not having any captain your ship and this, neither of which is very good. And if you get transphased, you can do things like, if you get injured captain, they're done equally well.
On the other hand, if your expected damage from a 10 dice attack is only going to be 3 or 4 against a 7 evading Voyager, this kills everything that made that evading Voyager able to evade.
No, because this doesn't stop them rolling defense dice.
It doesn't, but if you roll 10 hits against a 7 evades against 10 hits, you kill 3 of their crew or 2 of their crew and their captain. They have lost half of those defense dice for the rest of the game.
You are not going to get 10 hits with this.
You're going to get 10 hits with this more often than you're going to get 10 hits with transphasics.
No, you're not, because you can't convert battle stations on this.
You can double reroll from tactical officer.
It won't matter. You're not going to get 10 hits off of double reroll. I promise.
You're not going to get 10 hits off of. You're not going to get 10 hits or off of 10 from transphases, and you're not going to get 7 evades off 7 evade dice either.
All right, you know what, Will? We're going to have to agree to disagree on this because we're already 15 minutes over time.
Oh, but it was so much fun.
No, this is a circular argument. Like, we're not going to change each other's minds, clearly.
Mm-hmm. In the Voyager versus Scimitar matchup, the Therion weapon kills Voyager if it's a one-on-one Dreadnought. That's pretty much it.
I would say I would want to see some playtesting before that happened. Especially because...
I've had 3 guys going at it for 3 weeks with an exact Voyager versus Scimitar because they love them so much.
Wait, say again?
I've had 3 guys going Voyager versus Scimitar Dreadnought for the last 3 since they were released.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
100-point Voyager versus 100-point Scimitar. Because we have a Romulan player that is very excited to start playing Romulans again. Also, still more maneuverable than Voyager. But, besides that, Wave 9, everybody! So what are you actually going to be getting from Wave 9, Tucker?
What am I going to be... Okay, so let me explain something. I am very broke right now. So my ship... I think... I forget who it was that used to do the was it Iron War Duke, the guy you had on a while, who used to do the wave reviews where he'd tell you what to get
and how many to get. I think that was him.
Yeah, I am definitely in the bare minimum category, which means I am honestly I might get the Defiant if anything, but I'm probably not getting anything from this wave. As a Borg player, I don't need anything else. And frankly. Why am I playing Borg? Well, we are the Borg. The Borg are amazing. Also, we are the Borg. The Borg are really broke. And, you know, nothing in here is a must-have. So...
The Borg need to assimilate a Federal Reserve.
Oh, God, tell me that. No, but it's... I mean, this is... For those of you out there who are bright-eyed and bushy-tails and thinking about graduate school, this is the glorious life of a graduate student. Attack Wing is the one hobby I have left, and I can't afford it anyway.
Well, at least you weren't into at least you didn't get into Warhammer. That would have been more than your college education.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't do this. There's a reason this is the only miniatures game I play.
I got it because I hate painting.
So say again.
I got into this because I'm like, oh look, I don't have to paint anything.
Yeah, that too.
David, what about you? What are you getting from this wave then?
Well,
or what have you gotten?
I've bought one of everything. I'm not really seeing a need to get more than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of unique stuff.
Yeah, maybe a second Chang's Bird of Prey because that generic has the tech slot. But that's only if one of my venues does something where we take Borg out of the mix. The only other thing I could see is if Mirror starts becoming a thing and my girlfriend and I both really want to run Mirror, I could see picking up another Defiant for some of the crew and tech, or not tech, the elite talents.
I actually missed something. While we were going over the Romulans. I missed all the Romulan elite talents.
Oh
yeah.
Do we want to? Yeah, we should talk about those because there's at least one really good one.
Gotcha. So let's see. Going a quick rewind back to the Scimitar. 3-point Romulan talent. Target weapon systems. If you damage an opponent's hull with a crit, you may immediately discard this card to search the damage deck for a munitions failure or a weapons malfunction instead of a random damage card. Reshuffle afterwards.
Well, it works against your Thaleron thing.
Kills off some transphasics or whatever, but
yeah,
I guess it could work against. It would be nice against the Borg missile.
Yeah, I mean, what this is really good against Borg missile. Number one, number two. This is one of the ones that actually works well with Shinzen.
With what? Oh, Shinzen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an opportunity kind of talent.
Right. It's situational enough that you're not going to want it all the time, but when you want it, you're really going to want it. So.
Let's see. Attack pattern Shinzen Theta, 5-point Romulan talent. During the deal damage step of the combat phase, if you hit your opponent's ship, you may discard this to add 1 additional damage to that ship's shields if possible for every uncancelled critical result. A neat thing for Khan to take, but beyond that, I don't know.
Does this happen before or after crits?
If you hit, you may discard to add 1 additional damage to that ship's shields for every uncancelled hit result. That would be a question for the rules form, I guess.
Yeah, because the reason is, if this works before crits are applied, this is actually pretty good. If it's after crits are applied, it's friggin' terrible.
Because then you could still potentially get the extra hit off the shields from the crit and still get the crit effect against the hull.
Yeah.
Let's see. Last one we've got 3-point Romulan talent, full stop. During the activation phase, after you reveal your chosen maneuver, you may discard this card to ignore that maneuver and not move. You may still take an action during the perform action step.
Really good.
I think this is something people have been wondering why they can't do for a while.
Well, it's really good, especially with Shinzen or... Can Kirk do non-Federation talents face down? I know he has to pay full cost for them, but...
No, his talent, his ability only applies to Federation talents.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so but any way to get this as hidden information is really good. This is what I was talking about. I kind of like this and double, like if Shinzen's elite talents you can do for every slot he has. This and double back under one set. And the missile and maybe attack pattern Shinzen, depending on how it's ruled, and maybe counterattack under the other one or something like that.
I do like you still get to take actions and everything with the full stop, which is pretty nice. But
yeah, I mean, look. So Cosmonaut points out it's still a discard. The fact of the matter is, this is worth it.
I mean, it's still just as good as anything else that gives you an additional maneuver, and this is one that no one expects.
Right.
You know, unless it's face up.
Right.
Then obviously expect it, but
face up, this card is not that shiny. Face down, it's great.
Yeah, but even face up, you still get to control the timing on it. Granted, your opponent will know that it's a thing, that you can do it, and they'll probably anticipate you doing it. But even then, even if they do that, even if they anticipate it, you have the option of not doing it. Exactly. So never put yourself in a position where you have to do full stop. Always give yourself a maneuver where you can do the maneuver and full stop if necessary.
So it does. So in similarity, is probably the closest thing you can probably compare it to. Really, is like Uhura.
Yeah.
Which Uhura is definitely better, but this is Romulan and takes a talent slot instead, so might fit into things. At least certain builds. Builds where crew slots are kind of scarce.
I mean, look, this is not a bad talent by any means. If I was in a position to buy ships that I thought might be useful as opposed to things I absolutely need, this would be the first one I buy just for this set of elite talents.
Yeah. As far as buying things, though, I mean, I'm kind of in your camp from before. Just I'm probably going to pick up the ISS Defiant, but I don't really care that much about the Changs or the Scimitar. I mean, they're neat and all, but I guess I'm starting to get corrupted by the new D&D attack wing because I am spreading my money a little thinner.
Yeah, I don't know, man. D&D attack. I worked on D&D 3.5. I've just had enough of that game.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't work on it. I contributed to it, but whatever.
That's cool. But yeah, let's see. Anything interesting going in the chat, David? Have you been paying attention?
People are arguing about full stop.
See, now it just sounds like everyone's using telegrams to talk to each other. Romulan talents that are good. Full stop. Nothing. Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I'm actually struggling to come up with a set of 4 for Shinzen. 2 sets of 4s, I guess, a little bit easier. Let me have a look at this. I would go for 1, assuming it's not bad. I would go attack pattern Shinzen Theta, invasion plans ? Counterattack. No. Attack pattern Shinzen Theta, massacre. Target weapon systems and counterattack maybe. And then I would go double back, full stop, decoy, and maybe another counterattack.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are, okay, not counting the ones in this pack, there are only 8 other Romulan talents to begin with, so.
What? That is incorrect.
Am I missing one?
8 others, you
Yeah.
said?
11 total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Counterattack, all
6,
4, disruptor,
7, 8,
invasion, massacre, decoy, double back, direct command, Borg Alliance.
Yeah, you're correct. Okay. I missed the other than in this pack, so.
Oh yeah, and then these 3, so. At least it's an easy subset to choose from.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel the same way about Shinzon's talents that I did about Kirk when Kirk came out. The more stuff we see, the better he gets.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting 2 more Romulan releases.
Yeah.
I doubt that the drone will have an elite talent, so we've got...
It might, but it's unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Hakona.
We've got the Hakona coming up, and after that, there's nothing for at least, what, 5 more waves after that? So...
Something like that.
Yeah, we've got the Hakona is in...
11, I think?
12.
12? Okay, so 4 waves after that.
February. February, and then we don't have anything. The soonest Romulan after that we could see is Wave 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wave 17? I thought we only knew up to 16.
I'm saying that 17's the soonest we could see.
Okay, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know that it gets any better. I'm just saying Shinzon isn't what I want him to be right now. I don't think that there's enough good talents to make him tournament viable.
Sure, I mean...
Does he have enough variety for fun games, missions, stuff like that? Oh, yeah. Not an issue there whatsoever. Do I want to bring him into a tournament? Not really. Not unless you tell me, hey, we're not doing Borg, we're only doing four major races, or Alpha Quadrant, Beta Quadrant powers only or something. Sure, then I'll go for that.
Even after that, I'd still probably not want to run him, honestly.
Yeah, probably not, but...
All right, then. That has been all of Wave 9, guys. Cool stuff.
Yay, it only took us an extra half hour.
That's cool. These previews, man, there's a lot of cards we got to go over. Well, we got to go over everything, and some things might have hidden things that we need to combo with and all that good stuff. But yeah, this has been Wave 9. Any new news since our last show on Tuesday? The Vidians got spoiled. Or was that last week? Anyway, Vidians got spoiled.
Tuesday.
We'll probably be looking at those later. So that means the other Wave 10 spoilers will probably be up soon.
Oh! Hey, one more. You guys want the entire tournament relevant preview for Tactical Cube for the giant oversized cube? Here we go. Locutus, board captain, 7 points, 9 drone tokens. Action. You may spend up to 2 drone tokens and target a ship in range 1 to 3. Disable that many of their shields. It stinks.
Really does. Oh
yeah, and that's.
Oh, Tucker, I should probably also have warned you that some of the guys I talked to at North Carolina, they like to go onto the boards and troll, like saying really stupid cards are really good just to get reactions out of people.
Wait, say that again?
Some people go onto the boards in Facebook to say really terrible cards are actually good, you just don't understand how to use them, just to tick people off because it's funny.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Like the people that said that tried to make fun of Andrew for saying this is in the X-Wing rulebook, and Andrew's like, we copied and pasted that from the X-Wing rulebook. That's kind of funny. Hey guys, back from North Carolina.
Okay.
But yes. Let's see. News-wise, no State of the Federation next week because on Tuesday I am going to be running my own RIF2 event. That is why we get a bonus episode today for all of you guys to make up for it. After that, we'll probably be doing Wave 10 previews or Resistance 3 previews as well, including strategy for Resistance 3. And yeah, depending on whenever probably Terry gets her preview videos up. Anything else cool going on with you guys, David, Tucker?
I've got I'm redoing Collective 2 next week, so I'm gonna put something together for that real quick. That's the co-op put damage on the board cube that you can never blow up mission. So yay for bringing out the Klingons or the Keldons.
I would do Klingons. I've had a lot of fun with Klingons. Apparently Counterattack soon wound up being one of the really good ones out of that. Fed Shuffles did too.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything for you, Tucker? You got your OPs going yet or no?
They picked a day that I can't do.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. You should join us in D&D. Maybe we can get that on a different night.
No, I almost have an allergic reaction to D&D at this point.
Fair enough. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for this week then.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Unless Tucker has an extra soundbite to throw in. Come on, you got something. I know you got something up your sleeve, man.
No, I mean the answer is, I have stuff, but due to testing before this episode, as you well know, it sounds like crap.
All right. It happens. I'm sure we'll be having entire songs of how the Borg are amazing in a short order, though. So.
Yeah. What I need to do is get a soundboard, like an actual mixing board. Even one of the little $25 ones would honestly be fine. I need something that works better than what I'm using right now.
Cool. All right. Chat seems happy, so I guess we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Like I said, we won't see you next week, but hopefully the week after that. Until then, for all of your OP event and strategy needs, hope we were helpful, hope you learned something, and until next time, may Q be generous with your dice. Take it easy, guys.
State of the Federation is a production of Will S. in association with Tucker C. and David M. We are not associated or affiliated with WizKids games, and except where specified, WizKids did not endorse or approve any of our podcasts. All copyrights are copyright of their respective rights holders.